it with the agents, and getting that confidence. Like getting that confidence, being like, they like before I was really skittish. Like every time they were like, "Are you a wholesaler?" I would get nervous. Now I'm just like the confidence has taken over because I do it so much and practice those scripts so much.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
With the Glen Oak deal, she wanted us to pay like seller's commission. She kind of like snuck it in there, or buyer's commission. She snuck it in there, and I even talked her out of that. I was like, I'm not closing on this unless the seller pays it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Well, congrats on that deal, and that's the first of many.
Yes, and that 1.6 that you did the evaluation yesterday for me, like, we're basically a backup offer for that one because somebody's trying to get a bank loan for it for 1.75, but I really think it's going to fall through, so I'm literally next in line for that one.
All right, let's keep it going. That's awesome. No, I'm really excited for you. It's really, really awesome. All righty. We'll keep you posted on that. Hopefully that next one goes through then too, or falls back in your lap.
For sure. I have a few contracts right now, so hoping everything goes through.
Nice. Awesome. All righty. I see a couple more of you guys popped in. Guys, we'll be in here for a little bit. We'll do same thing as yesterday, a little bit of Q&A, then we'll do some deal help. If you guys didn't hear me say it earlier, rolling into next week, we'll definitely be back to normal. So we'll plan on probably covering at least 1 to 2 topics a week. Next week, we'll definitely be covering underwriting. So we'll talk about underwriting wholesale, creative finance too. And then we'll probably cover listing program too, which is huge. So try and come on next week. It'll be cool. All right. Any questions, I guess, before we do some deals? Anything at all? And I think there was one in the chat. Tyler, do you use a letter of intent to purchase on your offers? Curious. Personally, no. I'll talk on this like really quick, just because we did a little bit of a deeper dive the other week on this. But the big thing with wholesaling, if you're anybody that's new to it, the big thing is getting good at wholesaling really kind of boils down to how fast can we determine like deal or no deal, right? So do we think there's an opportunity? What is the opportunity and when is the opportunity? Joe shaking his head. Yeah, you remember that, right? That's the biggest thing. So like if I'm having a conversation with an agent, I'm like, all right, let me run some numbers, then I'll draw up a letter of intent. Like you can waste so much time doing that because like, all right, I put in all that work, then I hit the agent up to follow up and they're like, yeah, no, that's way too low. We've had offers higher than that. We're not taking that. It's like, I just wasted so much time. So anytime you're dealing with agents, my advice would be to feel them out on the after repair value. So, hey, what do you think this thing's, I'm not going to hold you to, but what do you think this thing's worth all fixed up? I think it's worth 200. And then we ask them for their opinion on the updates, right? So what do you think it's worth? Or what do you think it's going to cost to fully update? Or, what are people saying it's going to cost to renovate? And then when they give you that ARV and those updates, either do it while you're on the phone, as you're having the conversation, or put them on a quick hold and just run the numbers, right? So, agent, hold on one sec. Let me run my numbers. Let me see where I'm at. And then, you're saving yourself time from having a comp. So like, all right, I plug in their ARV. So ARV, they said 200 times 0.7. They said everyone's saying 50 in rehab. And then, with that ballpark number, I'm going to present that to them. Say, hey, agent, I'm back. Based on the numbers that you gave me, I probably have to be between, and then whatever, right? I got to be between 130, 140 for a cash deal, probably somewhere up in there. And then really what it comes down to is it's based on their response that lets me know if this is going to be worth pursuing, or I just dead the lead, like, hey, there's no opportunity, let's just move on, right? Because if I tell them, hey, based on your numbers, I'm probably in this ballpark. If they say something like, that's too low, we've turned down offers higher, then I just save myself so much time. I didn't have to waste a ton of time comping it and LOI and following up just to figure out what I figured out on the initial phone call, right? So try and ask them for their opinion on ARV, ask them what they think is going to cost to update or what other people are saying is going to cost to update. Run the numbers roughly, present the ballpark, and just feel them out. How are they responding to this? And you could ask them, I'm 140, 150. All right, yeah, write it up. Well, do you think it's worth my time? Or am I wasting my time by doing this? So like it's these questions that we're trying to get as much insight as possible. What they think, is this a waste of time or not? If it's worth it, I guess to go even further, Tyler, for you. So say I have that conversation agent, I'm probably between 140, 160, somewhere up in there. They're like, yeah, the seller might entertain that. I'm still probably not even going to write up an LOI just because of the sake of time. Most of the time I'll push these agents just to make a verbal offer. So, hey, and I'll just ask them like, yo, Joe, the real estate agent, would you be willing to run that by your seller verbally and see what they say? If they say yes, or if they say they're open to it, then we can get, further details down on paper. Most of the time that's going to be fine. Yeah, sure. Not a problem. I really can't think of maybe one or two times ever have I ever actually like wrote up an LOI. So hopefully that answered the question for you, Tyler. I'll say that last little bit too, just some advice. If you guys do want to do a letter of intent, for anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's just specifying like your intent with purchasing the property, kind of what you're thinking as far as the deal. If you guys needed like a template, the easiest thing you could do is probably just go on ChatGPT, right? OpenAI, and just say, write a letter of intent for the property at blank, and then just give it the details, right? Purchase price of this range or this number, close in 30 days as is, and then, $5,000 DMD, and then boom, you throw that into ChatGPT, it's going to format it and just make it a nice LOI for you. So hopefully that answered that, Tyler. You guys have any questions, I guess, on that? And if not, we can keep going with questions. Any general questions you guys got? Feeling good? All right. Any questions before we do some deals? And is this mic low for you guys, or is it good? It's good. All right, cool. All righty. Let's do some deals then. We got some time. And if you guys have questions, just interrupt me or put them in the chat. Whatever you guys want to do. I think first up, Kaminsky, you with us?
Yep.
I was just looking at this.
Yep. I literally just found that. So I was like,
right.
okay.
I didn't get a hold of him. Did you?
No, I tried it.
This thing's a dump.
Let me skip it.
Holy crap. Pass on this. This
Okay.
thing, I think it's too far gone. It's gonna be a teardown, and just the fact that everything in St. Pete is like a teardown at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pass on that guy.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. I mean, the only thing you could do, Adam, I was only going to call to verify if it's a teardown. I'm almost 90% sure. So, I mean, if you wanted to chase it, you could. You could even text.
Yeah, I'll just like text tomorrow. I'll skip it and I'll see what's going on with that.
Yeah, it is. Look, develop multifamily. All right, just pass on that.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Joseph, yeah, this is Stu, right?
Yes, I looked back at it and said it was pending. Just caught me off guard, but I don't know if you call him and ask him.
Whatever happened, like we hit him up like over a month ago. He was on vacation or something.
And they were going to schedule the three-way call, and we called that one time, and then you and I were talking right after the Zoom, and then he never got back to me. So I don't know, it just was strange.
This one's just a tricky one, from the jump. So not the end of the world if it doesn't happen.
Hello, Stu.
Hey Stu, it's Eric. We spoke a little while back about East Ashford.
Uh-huh.
You remember speaking to me or no?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm I just want to reach out. Is the house now pending?
Yeah, it is.
All righty.
Yeah, it's due to close on the 20th of this month. Don't foresee any problems, but you just never know until it closes.
Yeah, right. All right. I'll keep an eye on it then.
keep an eye on it. If something comes up, Eric, and it changes, I'll give you a call.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Set a follow up for the 21st, I guess, Joe.
Okay.
We'll check up on that. That's it. That's it in the chat, guys. Do you guys have more deals you guys want to look at or questions? And if not, I'm happy to start early. We could do a deep dive into a topic if you guys want to.
I have I'm writing up a LOI right now for something. I'll run it by you later after I type it up.
Alrighty. Mike, all right. Where are you at with this deal?
Bro, so basically we first started with the I started with the seller finance, and then I told him about subject to, and he didn't like how he said we're too indecisive, and he didn't agree with subject to. I don't think he fully understands it, but he when I brought up subject to, he was talking about a whole he had a different perspective of what subject to was, and he wasn't really trying to listen to what I was saying because he was already kind of mad that we were so indecisive and switching what we wanted to do. So I couldn't get back to him, and he actually took it off the market for like 2 weeks, and he put it back.
Yeah. All right. What do you want me to do? Like going cold or?
Because he owes $89,000 on that house still, and so he said he's not making anything from this. And I think subject to would be like the best option for him. I know.
You said 89, right?
Yeah, he owes somewhere around there, like 88 or 89.
It's a grand slam if we can get him. What you want to you got his phone number?
Yeah, I got it. It is 850 319 6637.
I think I did that wrong. One more time.
850 319 6637.
Oh yeah, I got him locked in too. I'm calling as your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. Rick, I see your question in the chat. If you could hear me. I can call you later. I have a Zoom from 5 to 7. So I can call you after that.
A chance. Yeah, whenever you get a chance.
If it gets to like 7:30 and you don't hear from me, just call me though.
All right, thanks.
Oops, he picked up. Hold on.
His name is Jeffrey too. If you needed it.
Hey Jeffrey, this is Eric. We spoke a while ago, probably about a year ago, but you've been in contact with Mike recently about the unit on Sheldon Place.
Yeah.
It's been a little while. We were the ones when you spoke to Mike. What we wanted to do was just take over your existing loan, cash you out of your equity, and let you walk away. Do you remember that combo?
I'm not interested. Thank you.
Why is that? He already hung up on me. All right, hold on. We didn't even get a chance to handle an objection.
He was interested at first when I first talked to him about it, but then he started talking about a down payment and a whole bunch of other things, and he just didn't really understand what subject to was.
Google Fi Wireless subscribe.
No, he's not picking up. I'll try him one more time. He might get all pissy. What I would say is in 3 weeks, bring this up because it's not going to sell anytime soon. I don't even think he's going to be able to sell it, to be honest, because everything's coming down in Florida. Yeah, that's 3 on him. If you want to bring this up in 3 weeks, Mike, I'll call him on a Google Voice, like cold, and he'll probably just forget about me. Like he won't remember me.
Yeah, I bet. All right.
Just don't let me forget though to hit him on the Google Voice, just
all right.
in case he's got my number saved.
Yeah, I'll remind you.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Mike Lance, what's up with this one? Clearwater.
Yes. So this one they're offering $1 million seller credit, and it's hard to watch that get passed up.
What's the credit for?
Well, like whatever you can come up with. So they have that building and they have an adjacent lot vacant, and they're trying to just unload.
Well, I think they're doing 1 million in seller finance.
Yeah.
So you had to put 50% down.
And they're way overpriced. Do you know if well, I guess it didn't get flooded because everything's upstairs on the second floor.
So the million in seller finance, what would you do with that?
We'd have to, like, the thing is, down here in our market, you have to get like an insane deal, a really good deal, not just even a deal. It has to be really good. They're so overpriced. I highly doubt they're going to come down to the right number. Do you want me to just call them and just feel them out a little bit?
Yeah, I hit her up. Anna is her name or whatever. They're like, it's like that church. They're trying to unload it. The dude's like an IndyCar driver, all this stuff. But yeah, I'd say call her up. She answers. I had to leave her a message a couple times, but she'll eventually.
It's a house though, right?
Yeah, I guess that's marked as a single family residence.
All right, let's try them.
Hello?
Hi, Anna. My name's Eric. I came across that listing on Cherry Lane, the one in Clearwater.
Yeah, are you a realtor?
Nope, just a buyer.
Well, I've been looking for a buyer. You ready to close this up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what's going on with this? It's been on for over a year. What's the story?
Well, it's a very special property waiting for the special buyer. It's not a product for the masses. Race car mansion is how we call it. It's looking probably for a man who loves cars, who loves having, 35, 40 TVs, a lot of technology, beautiful water-view terrace. We have had offers. We have had a number of offers. We've had it under contract. But
What the heck? Yo, look at this. Look at all these TVs on the wall. I've never seen anything like that. What? It looks so stupid. Do you like that or no?
Bro, for $1 million finance?
I think it looks kind of tacky. What's up with all those TVs? How many TVs are on the wall? Holy crap.
Yeah, 35 to 40.
40 TVs.
Do the playlist. But it's, it's just built by an engineer. It's like this rich guy.
What's the story though? Like, is it just why so many TVs? Just because it's cheaper than putting in a window?
Well, just think about it. We've had a lot of hurricanes in Florida recently. Are you a Floridian?
Yeah, I'm local. I'm like 15 minutes from this. Yeah.
And you're
This has to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. This is hilarious. An investment, but I'm sorry. I'm so stuck on these TVs. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
just think about, right now,
Think about it.
what all the hurricanes. The guy who built it, he was very rich, and he had a lot of mail friends. So he thought, why do I put the windows?
You can watch the game no matter where you turn your head. You'll never miss a play.
The window view, there are cameras on the rooftop that are wired into those TVs, so he can turn that on, or you can turn it on. and you will see basically the window view if you want to. But yeah, if you wanted to just hang out with his buddies and have the space of cement, really thick cement and steel construction. It's amazing technology. It's $250,000 in this technology. There's a whole technology room that spreads the signal so that they are properly routed to those TVs. It's not all the same stuff. Like different.
Yeah. I mean, you got to admit though, it's a little strange. You can't leave as a flip. You can't leave that up. That I don't know. Looks a little weird. What's the?
If you don't like the TVs, put on the windows. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm just telling you the story. I personally love
I appreciate you. Is he?
Signal from south of France. I love south of France. I can put it on TV and the signal, and I can think that I'm looking at France from my windows. Real life.
She's funny, bro. She's selling the TVs hard. All right. What is he? The TV's got to be part of the sale, or?
Well, the technology package is $49,000.
What's he gonna do with 40 TVs after he sells them?
Whatever is not, wired in.
Okay.
It's just kind of a convenience, so that you don't have to immediately replace all the furniture.
Okay. Yeah.
Considering all the cost of the technology that's invested there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want any of that. How much for just the house?
I think right now it's at the 2.1 for the house of the lot, and it also includes the lot next door.
With
used to be separate.
With the technology, it's even more money.
So your technology, appliances, and furniture is just $49,000. It's kind of the fun package.
That's so crazy. Yeah, no, I just want the house, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, I probably couldn't pay any more than like 1.2.
Well, that's not an option because there's loans that need to be paid off at closing just above $2 million.
Oh, so this.
Yeah, so that's not an option. That's why all the previous offers just below 200.
He's stuck. He's stuck with it.
Position to bring money, they can rent one of the loans, but the other loans, are for a higher interest rate and have to be paid off at closing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to pass on this, but I do appreciate you taking the phone call.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Have a
good one.
Thank you. Bye.
So
I can't get over this, dude. I've never seen so many TVs.
I seen that property like twice. I scrolled over it.
That is great. What's the electric bill?
Insane.
40 grand, just turn the lights on. No, bro, that's probably pulling. The draw on that's got to be 100 kilowatts. That many TVs, right? A day?
That's insane. He's so overpriced on it. He's stuck with it. He's stuck. That's why it's been on for over a year.
Yeah.
What's hilarious though is she's selling the TVs so hard. like she's so sold that it's great.
Bro, putting up those TV walls ain't cheap.
I don't know what he was thinking though.
You gotta line them up. You gotta put screws in. It takes lasers and stuff.
I mean, TV said there was 40. Oh, he made it. Oh, he's in the basement. That's kind of player. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a TV guy. I'm like an AV TV guy. So, I mean, it's kind of player, but I mean, it looks stupid, but it's kind of player at the same time.
I don't know. I guess each his own.
You can watch the game. You can put a jumbotron in there. You got an ultimate man cave.
I mean, they're a little too small for me. I'm really more of at least a 75-inch or higher. Like my last TV was 85. The next TV I'm gonna get is gonna either be a 98 or a 115.
You can like watch. You can put like.
I want to run like 6 85s together.
So like the play I was gonna do is they offer $1 million seller finance. So and they're offering the Jason lot. So I'd go to that building and say, hey, look, build that exact building, twin replica next door, for the $1 million that you're offering. And they could probably do it for like $500 or $600 grand. Leaves you with like $500 or $600 left over. I mean, that's the play I saw on it. They offer $1 million seller finance to me. That's what I would do with it. That builder already has the plan set up. They already have the permits approved. You just need the actual purchase.
I think it's just too much, way too much.
What you think? You think the million though? You think passing up the million is a?
Yeah, it's still too much.
They're basically saying, look, we'll give you $1 million to get us out of 1.8 in debt, right? Because that's how much they got on it. That's why she was saying that. And what they need is somebody to build a twin building next door, get that appraised for $2 million. That's the only way you're going to dump both those lots.
Yeah, he's screwed. It's just going to be way too hard of a play to pull off.
But do you think that would be a good plan? Like if you really needed to get out?
No, he just told you no 2-3 times.
You don't think so? Like,
yeah, it maybe. I don't know. I'd have to do a deep dive into it. But they're way high in that price. And the other thing too is the style of the home is ugly.
What do you think the real price is?
They said they owed over $1 million, didn't they, in the already current mortgage?
Yeah,
1.8.
Yeah, that's way too high.
What do you think the real price of it is?
1.2 to 1.5, maybe 1.5, 1.5, 1.6.
Hello.
That's what it would sell for.
Yes, hi Jason.
With the
I'm
adjacent
so
lot?
sorry.
So buy the dual listing?
Yeah. I'm sure they had offers are probably around 1.5, 1.6.
Okay, because dude, $1 million seller credit, I thought that would be a good chance.
Not on this one. No, unfortunately.
Even if they came down, what if they came down to 1.2 and they still give you?
Well, I think what's really going on is he's looking for we'll give you $1 million credit. Actually, no, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? They need somebody to figure that out for them. They can't. Obviously, they can build a fucking IndyCar race house, but they can't figure out how to finance it.
Yeah, they'd have to do like 100% seller finance. Really, I think it's just way too tough of a sale.
So the 100% seller finance terms, what would you say? Divided by 480?
2 million, 10-year balloon, no money down. But I guarantee their payment's not going to let you cash flow.
So if you did the 2 mil, if you say seller finance 2 mil and then divide it by 480 to a 40 year.
Wait, what's the 480?
You do 40-year AM on a.
No, not even ammed out. We would, because it's not even going to cash flow. We'd have to come up with a fixed payment. But I guarantee their existing mortgage payment is probably too high too.
Okay, I was just saying if you seller finance the 2 mil and then we do the 480 AM schedule, you get 4,100 payment and you can balloon that in 10 years.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's no cash flow. All right, so your payment's $4,000 a month, right? That's probably not even covering their mortgage.
Yeah, that's around the payment. Yeah, they have a 4.8.
Yeah.
So
They'd probably be losing money.
They'd be losing money, and even if you're building a building next to them to get appraised for a higher price, you still think they're losing money on that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is not going to sell. There's too many extra deals.
Do you think a building like that right next door that gets built like that would get appraised for 1.2?
Yeah, a lot more than that.
And then so at that point, if you did that, do you think how much do you think you'd spend to do that?
180 a square foot, maybe 200 a square foot.
Right, and then you build the 6,000 square foot place.
That's over $1 million to build.
It's $1 million to build, right? And then you get a 1.2 appraisal on that.
No, a lot more than that.
You think it go out 3? You see what I'm saying? Like it could be an appraisal. I thought it'd be an appraisal too, especially if they had the recent sale of selling that one next door for 2, because you built a twin building just like it. So it's appraised for the same because they just sold.
Possibly, yeah.
So that's what I was seeing on that. I mean, that's the thing I would pitch them. I don't think they're going to get out of that anytime soon.
I think it's just going to be too hard even to find an investor to do that, to be honest.
Well,
It's like just tightening up, and everybody just wants a clean deal.
yeah. I mean, assuming you can get like if you underwrote this like just like we just did, kind of, like you would probably get approved. You might get approved for $1 million in building costs, and then for a $2 million appraisal, right? If you have a $2 million ARV, if that building,
Yeah.
the steel concrete structure appraised for $2 million, which is not that far off. I mean, I've seen them get appraised for $10 million recently.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So, but that's the way I love it. That's the way I would kind of try to play.
That would definitely be the only way.
That'd be the only way.
Yeah.
Other than that, you'd have to try and tear it down. I don't know how much you'd spend, like at least 30 grand taking the TV.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, right. Tim, we looked at this yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was the one that was the one that they were agreeing to do a novation on.
Yeah, but I didn't get a hold of him, right? And I texted, I think, Terrell.
I think you talked to Terrell
about the other one, right?
Yeah,
he still didn't get back to me. On this one, I'm gonna call the agent, right, and pitch novation at like 260.
No, I already have it all. I can get it under contract tomorrow. She already agreed to the novation with me, but I was just checking back with you and Terrell in Lakeland because it didn't seem like Terrell didn't have that many buyers out in Lakeland. So I just wanted to get the confirm the price on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if we get a 260 novation, I'm confident in that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, she every time I talk to her, she keeps changing the numbers. But I already talked to her. She already talked to the guy. She's like, yeah, we'll do novation on that. So you think about 260 then?
Yeah, 260 would be perfect. We should definitely be able to pull that off. Make at least 10, 15.
Okay, I'll contact her then.
All righty.
And
you got my cell phone, Tim, right?
No, I don't.
I'll put it in the chat for you if you want to if you end up, or whenever you get it in contract, if you want to text me, I'll shop it out for you if you want me to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I believe it's in the Discord chat too, right? You just recently posted it 2 days ago.
That was actually my Google Voice.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, my computer phone number.
How did you even? I don't even understand how to structure a novation deal. How did you structure this one?
Yeah, you guys want to talk about that briefly?
I've never done an novation, legal agreement anyway. I know exactly how it works, but go ahead, Derek. You're
all right. Yeah,
way more info than I do.
We have a little bit of time, so let's we'll wrap with this little discussion, I guess.
Hey, real quick, how close to Orlando are you, Eric?
I don't know, maybe like 3 hours.
Shit. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Why, you need boots on the ground or something?
No, I may end up being in Orlando in the next couple of months for a 4-day class that I've got going on.
Right.
But it's hit or miss. I don't know yet.
All right. If you
I'll hit you up.
maybe we'll link up. That'd be cool.
I'll take you out to lunch or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, let's see if we can cover this quick. We'll speak on this. And Ryan, let me handle Ryan's question. What's the situation, Ryan?
Yeah, so that's the agent that's been tough to deal with. I just sent you what they texted me. I talked to the buyer. He said it looks good, but he's going to have to come back to me tomorrow after he runs his number and gets his quote back from his contractor. And I told the agent, I just sent them an update saying, walkthrough went good. I'm just waiting on a quote from the contractor, and then once the quote comes back, we'll put in earnest money and make it non-refundable. And that's what they said. I just DM'd you on Zoom.
All right, so we're just gonna kind of like, we're gonna play the sales game. We're gonna agree and just jump over the complaint. So, hey, I totally understand that. I'm sorry. We'll get it in right away, though.
Okay, I got you.
Or hey, I'm sorry. I totally understand where you're coming from, and then say, is it still okay to send it? Question mark.
Okay, I got you.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
Okay, and then if he's like, whatever. Oh, dude, I just realized they're in Arkansas. I'm in Georgia. My cutoff time's in 8 minutes. My wire cutoff time, or 15. Sorry, but.
All right, so yeah, shoot him that text. Hey, I'm so sorry. I understand. Is it still okay if I send it? Or send it now, and then they'll say yes, and then you'll respond. Well, the wire just cut off. Have to be tomorrow. And then tomorrow, where's the wiring instructions? I don't know where they're at.
Okay, I got you. Hey, totally understand. Is it still okay to send it?
Yeah, that's perfect. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And they just texted me, how do you want to proceed? Double question mark. Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let me know what they say to that.
All right, and I'll run to the bank. Oh, shit. It's 5.
Have to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. All right, man. That sounds good.
I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I have something from the buyer today and we can, yes, he said yes to the title company. Sounds good. Running to the bank now.
When in doubt, blame it on the bank. You know how slow they are. Like, listen, I couldn't get there before noon.
Yeah. All right, so you'll be good.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll talk on Novation just real briefly. What we'll do, guys, because Novation really is very similar to like the listing program, which I'll do a deep dive next week on that. So I'll kind of give you guys like a surface level overview, bird's eye view of the Novation. And if you guys have questions, we could do a little bit of that too. All right, so traditional Novation, really, the way I'll kind of explain this is kind of how I'd pitch this to a seller. So let's say like Ryan was the seller, right? We tried cash, creative, whatever. So the Novation is Ryan. Would you be open to us coming in? We partner on the deal, so we would come in. I'd renovate the home. We'd list it on the market, and when it sells, then we give you that number that we agree on. And so, really, what the reason for the Novation, like why it would make sense or why it's a good play, is because it will allow for us to be able to pay more for a property. I'm gonna grab the whiteboard out. I'm gonna draw some stuff out.
Real quick, he just texted me saying you can wire it to them or overnight it. Either way, it needs to be there by midday tomorrow. So I just got it. All right, cool.
Let's see if we can get that in. All right. Let's see here. All right, so let's say we have somebody they want to sell, and the purchase price, I don't know. Let's say they want 200,000. Let's just say that's their list price, 200,000. So check this out, right? On a normal deal, let's do this. Let me just fill in the rest of this. This is going to be updates. Let's do updates at 40,000. And then let's do an ARV at... Sorry for the handwriting. We'll do ARV at 300,000. And this is just the numbers, right? So let's run the numbers here. Let's see what we'd have to do. Normal formula, right? So 300,000 in the calculator times 0.7. We take out the 40 in rehab. Forget about a fee just with this example. So, our MAO, our offer, is coming out to $170,000. That's what I could pay these people as a cash deal, normal wholesale deal, right? And And so let's say we spoke to the seller. Hey, we could do 170. Absolutely not. That is way too low. I'm not willing to go that low. So, this is at this point is when I'm like, all right, could a novation be a play? Because again, it allows us to pay more, and I'll explain why in just a second. So, what I like to do to run numbers for a novation, it's a little bit different, right? Normal formula, ARV, 0.7, blah, blah, blah. It's a little different. What I want to do is just add up how much cash do I actually have out of pocket, and then what is my profit, right? So on a novation, you're not actually making the purchase. We're not actually paying $200,000 up front, buy the home to then update it to then flip it, right? It's, hey seller, let's work together. I'm not going to give you any money today. We agree on the 200. Fine, I'll give you the 200. But I'm not going to give you that today. I want to come in. I'm going to update the property. We'll list it for top dollar. And when it sells, then I'll guarantee you that number, right? Does everybody follow me with that? Or does anybody have any questions there? Or anybody confused there? Just with the concept?
Sounds about right.
Right? So when it comes to actually underwriting it, it's a little different of approach. So I just want to know how much cash will I have out of pocket on a novation? So what's actually going to be out of pocket, right? $40,000 for the renovation. I'm going to have to come out of pocket for that. I'm going to have closing costs when I buy it, right? So maybe I got $5,000 there. I'm going to sell it with a real estate agent when it's all said and done for $300,000. They're going to charge me 3%. That's going to be another $9,000 there. And then call it maybe another $4,000 between holding and closing costs while the project's going on. So I'm just totaling how much cash do I have into this deal. All right. So I don't have to make the purchase up front. So the only cash I have out of pocket is $40,000 for the renovation, $5,000 to close on it, $9,000 in agent commission when I sell it for the $300,000, and then another $4,000 roughly in closing costs when I sell it, and holding costs, electric, property tax, whatever, as I hold it. Just rough numbers. So, right here, if we add all this up, 40, 50, 54, what is that? 58,000, right? Am I off on that? 58?
Yeah, it's 58.
58, right? So cash all in is $58,000 to do this project. Now, so I got my cash all in $58,000. Now, what's the actual profit, right? So, all right, if I sell this thing for, I'm just going to put $300,000 because that's what I'm going to sell it for, and I'm going to subtract all the debt and expenses, right? So $300,000.
42.
Huh?
42. If you're selling for 3 with their all-in cost of 58, that's net of 42.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. See, there we go. Save me a lot of time. Look at that, $42,000, and you took out like everything, holding, closing, right?
Yeah.
And would you take it out from the 200,000 purchase?
No, I would take it out of the 300.
Oh,
Because you already have to pay. You pay the $5,000 already from the up top, and then the 9 and the $4,000 would come out of the bottom.
So I just want to see the profit, right? So ARV is $300,000. Subtract what I'm in the deal for. Let's say $200,000 is what I agreed to pay them. So we're going to take out the 200. $58,000 between renovation, closing, holding, commission, the whole 9. What's left is going to be my true profit on this deal. Is that how you got that? 42, right? And
No, I just subtracted that from the $100,000 balance between 300 and 200.
I'm with you. Okay. All right. So we're at a $42,000 profit. So now it just comes down to a question of if I invest $58,000 and I profit $42,000, like good deal, bad deal? Like, would you do that or not? Would you invest $58,000 and you make $42,000 profit? Absolutely, right? Now, if maybe that's not as obvious, maybe you're like, I don't know, is that a good investment? 58 and 42 profit. If you're unsure, just look at the cash on cash return. So I'm just going to take the net income, right? I'm going to take my $42,000 profit and I'm going to divide that into the cash in the deal. I'm going to divide that into my 58,000, and that's going to give me a 72% cash on cash return. to maybe set a general rule, something easy. If it's above 30%, it's a deal. It's a good deal.
That sounds so easy. Well, I mean, obviously because of the example, but what's a common objection that we get with novating? Is it more harder to sell it to an investor or to get it from the seller?
Good question.
It's a lot easier to sell to an investor, but with sellers, sometimes they need the money to move, right? So that's another reason that could be a no for a seller, or they want a decent chunk of a down payment.
It's a lot of what Adam's saying, right? So a lot of it comes to, it's like it's situational based. Do they need the money to move? Do they need the money to go do whatever? Is the house, if somebody's living in the house and they need the money to move, how are you going to go in there and renovate it? You know what I mean? So a lot of times it's situational based. It's going to work best when a house is vacant. And I've seen people open to it that it's a homestead seller, right? It's not an investor. But I would say maybe the ideal person, I don't know. I almost said the investor is the ideal person, but that's also not true because I pitched that earlier this week to an investor and they're like, no, I'll just hold on to it and then I'll do the project myself. So it really is situational based. Investors, homestead people, it could work for both.
I mean, like investors love purchasing it because it utilizes their capital a lot less capital it takes to make almost as much profit. To sell a novation is very quick, right? But like it was what me and Eric would call one guy that was an investor, right? And he didn't want to sell it to us because there's a wholesaler in the middle, right? Because he'd rather just do it himself even though he has a ton of projects going on. So it just depends.
Okay.
It really just depends.
Okay, gotcha. So it's easier on the dispo side. It's just getting it is the hard part. Because I mean, for me, the only objection I would have to overcome is if they were wanting the money now and then later.
Now, well, yeah, no, that's going to be the biggest stumper on an innovation. But I'd say the other thing too to keep in mind is, you could give them money up front. Right, so like, just imagine that example that we just did. 200,000 is my price, but I need 50,000 up front. That could still possibly work. It's going to lower the cash on cash. Maybe it's not a 75% cash on cash return. Maybe it drops it down to a 50% cash or a 48% cash on cash. But that's still a whole lot better than you getting at that actual cash number and paying cash. You're still getting a higher return, even though you're paying technically more for it. Right?
Okay.
So you can give them money up front and then do the rest of the deal, on the back end.
I can see how I can possibly make that sound good to the seller. I'm like, hey, well, what if I just gave you 20 grand? Just let me fix it up for you and sell it.
Yeah, and I would always just try and, when you pitch it, just don't pitch money up front though, unless you did, explore the only way it can get done is if you get, that money up front. But we'll do, like I said, guys, we'll do a real deep dive next week, probably Tuesday next week, if you guys want to plan on that. And we'll spend a lot more time on this and then tie the listing program. But, the pitch for this is really like, hey, seller, cash, I got to be a lot lower. If I gave you the 200, would you be open, or, seller, would you be open to partnering with me? What that would look like is I'd come in, I'd fully update the property, we'd list it on the MLS, and when it sells, then I guarantee, the 200,000. That's really the whole pitch to it. And then you could piece that deal together and assign it for a fee if you wanted to, or, take it down yourself.
How would you write that on paper? Is that a separate contract?
Yeah, that would be a separate agreement. Mm-hmm.
What type of agreement are we talking about?
A novation agreement. I'd have to pull one though. I'd have to get one together for you.
Okay, gotcha.
That's something like whatever down payment you if you do come down to a down payment, like at $200,000, they're asking for the price. Like they really need the money. You're like, all right, I'll give you 10. Obviously, it's deducted from the 200. So at the closing table, I owe you only 190 now. But
damn, that's good.
But you got money in your pocket now. Well, you have to talk to these people like you know what you're doing. You can't just be like, oh, let me come in and renovate your home. And be like, who the hell are you? You gotta be able to talk to them confidently. Be like, listen, I've seen this property 100 times, no problem. I do this 30 times a month. It's just is what it is.
True.
Yeah.
Respect.
Melody, you got a question?
Yeah, when doing novations, what's the spread you're looking for?
At least a 30% cash on cash. So it's that percentage, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just ran across one and it was like literally, so it was only like a $40,000 difference for. So I was like, no, this would not work.
Yeah, that's you have to have a good spread, right? If you wanted to put a figure on it, at minimum 30 as a profit margin.
Okay.
How many novations have you done, Eric? Have you done a lot, or is it something that happens commonly?
No, I've maybe assigned 1 or 2 ever.
Damn.
Yeah, but also I'll say this though, I haven't been pitching it that long. Maybe pitched it for the past, I don't know, maybe an actual, like over the course of 4 years, but maybe an actual 12 months of like actual pitching it. So
I haven't done many of them either, but you know, if you look at a property that's already like halfway through their rehab, and these guys are just running out of money, you gotta maybe target those guys.
Okay. So I mean, it has to be primarily more like a vacant house because they can't be living inside of it during the renos.
Yeah. We'll do we'll spend a good probably 2 hours on Tuesday night, and there's a lot to it. There's more to it too. I'll come up with a nice outline, so we'll cover pitching it, underwriting it. If you guys want to role play pitching it too, we'll do that, and then we'll cover the listing program. Ryan, you got another question?
Yeah, it's not on the topic of novations, but just quick thing. Do you have any tips on how I can pressure the buyer without him making me feel that I'm desperate?
The buyer to get EMD in?
The buyer to, first of all, yeah, because he said he's going to run his numbers this evening. I was going to shoot him a text saying something along the lines of, hey, man, would love to work with you and get something from you this evening. I told him we have a lot of interest in it beforehand.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And, a lot of interest. I'm trying to give you first dibs, let me know it, as soon as possible if it's a go.
Okay, cool.
Really, the first dibs angle, though, is what you want to play. So I'm trying to hook you up, man. Yep. All right, guys, I do got to run. I got another meeting I got to jump to. We're going to do another Zoom tomorrow, though. So tomorrow afternoon, same time. And then, so that'll be good.
All right, man, see you later.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.